This is my first live ever, or maybe uh, my last live. But I started this to begin with. Uh, how can I put my life online? I'm basically software engineer by profession, but for the last 3 months, I am not doing well because of some, you know, you need some purpose in your life, and you need some sense in your life, and if you can't have sense or purpose in your life, you cannot just live without getting these things. And that was what happened to me. I grew up in Christian family. My father was a church leader, elder in a church. My mother is also a good Christian, uh, and my childhood was pretty like good. It was around good Christians around me. But after graduation, um, I was a kind of like confused about my my spiritual life path, especially with the church related, because of like things going around and my perception about all of them put me under pressure, and I was confused. And look, I work for 15 or 16 hours a day, and I have no time to go church even once a week. And actually, I have no blame against my church or the church I used to grow, but still, from the church side, there is nothing that reminded me or pulling me to go there except the verbal requests coming from the church, not to miss any programs. Apart that, I was a kind of like growing internally away from the church, which was not a good sign, especially for someone like me who grew up in a Christian family and even serving church and worshiping and reading Bible. It was not a good news. It was not a good progress. But I kept going that way, s- still exploring other churches, other denominations, but I cannot follow any of them as full time since things are not as expected. And through this progress, uh, like when I record this video, it may be around 5 or 6 months, and I have some, you know, I have a cousin living in Middle East, and she gave me like 100,000 birr so that she can use it anytime she wants from me. And I was very loyal in the first 2 months. I kept that money in safe, and I took nothing from that money. But later, as I said, as I as I'm gonna mention on some things happened in my life, I was not consistent with my job, and I quitted my full time job and started freelancing, which was not like stable and generating good income for me. So as my income sources are getting low and low, I started to use that money she gave me to keep it as until she asked to get that money from me, and even I borrowed some of that money to my friends and gave it some to my family, like 20K around, and I kept the rest, and thinking that I'm gonna return it for her, and assuming she will not ask that money in near future. But things were not like that. After I drained that money from that account, she started to ask to give her money back. But I was not good. Like I had no money. I had no money, and I lied to her that I have her money and I'm gonna return soon. But she was like urgently she needed money, and I started to stress. Like I worried. Like I have no normal feeling, and everything comes as urgent to me, and I couldn't decide. Like later I decided to tell her that I have low money of her. I know her money wasn't stuck in somewhere. Let me give me time to find her money, and I will return. And but she was not ready to listen me. And at the same time, I was like in economical crisis. I had no income. Uh, you know, people that borrowed my money, they are now returning my money. They are not giving me back, and all things put a pressure upon me, and I can't resist any of that. And my spiritual struggling, my spiritual life questions began to rise. Even though I'm going church, but I'm not engaged. I'm not actively following and actively engaging in services. So even though I'm going to church, if nothing is changing from my side, I was not committed as I should be. And my professional life, the same problem there. My social life is also under the same problem. Uh, Still, I keep smiling when I find people because I usually think that they have no solution. They can do nothing for me. So why should I talk? Why should I tell them if they say they can give me nothing? And in some day, once in a day, I posted a video of like 10 seconds, uh, which has content like "Pray for me and I'm in a problem." It was the video has such feeling like I am in a problem. Please help me, something like. And the first viewers were my relatives, church people from the church, and friends. Their reaction was very sharp, very sharp. They tried to reach out me immediately. They used any means to contact me, but I shut my phone. I shut my phone down. I tried to ignore all of them, but from all of them, I have uncle whom I listen most from all people around me, except my family, especially parents. So he requested me to remove the video because if any problem, I can help you. So don't do that in public. Do not change your problem. So I think about I take time to think about it, and I removed it. I removed the video, but the feeling still continued because my internal stress, my internal struggle was not removing or posting that video. It was about my situation. It was about my confusion. It was about the questions running around here. And I will continue part 2 soon. Please, I want you to subscribe to this channel. I want you to help me by commenting and liking this video. Look, my camera quality is very low, I know. Soon, I hope it's gonna change if it goes right.